The Great Pumpkin Mystery of Cornell. At Cornell University in New York, there's a tower called McGraw Tower, standing 42 meters, 138 feet, tall. Every day, like clockwork, it rings 21 times, morning, noon, and night. The tower is an everyday sight for students, a gathering spot, an iconic landmark. So you can imagine the absolute confusion when, one fine morning on October 8, 1997, students looked up and saw something round, orange, and very out of place at the very top. At first, people thought, oh, someone must have tossed a beach ball up there. But the more they looked, the stranger it seemed. Curious, and probably very bored, a group of students decided to conduct a scientific experiment. They attached a weather balloon to a drill, floated it up to the mystery object, and poked it. The moment of truth came when they lowered the drill back down and found pumpkin flesh on the tip. Yep, it was a real pumpkin. And that led to the biggest question of all. How? Some brave or completely reckless person had carried a heavy pumpkin up hundreds of steep stairs, snuck past the giant swinging bells, which, if you accidentally tripped on a rope, would turn you into a human alarm clock, scaled the dangerously steep and slippery peak of the tower, and impaled a pumpkin onto the spire, all without a single soul noticing. Whoever they were a legend. The pumpkin stayed there for months. It was so perfectly balanced that it survived through fall, winter, and even made it to spring. Sure, by then it was a little rotten, but still, hanging in there. It became a campus sensation. Students took pictures, speculated about the identity of the mysterious pumpkin ninja, and even made it into an unofficial mascot. But like all great stories, this one had to end. On March 13, 1998, the university decided it was time to remove the pumpkin. A crane was brought in, and the honor of retrieving the legendary gourd went to none other than the university's president, Don Rendell. But fate had one last twist. Just as the crane approached the pumpkin, a strong gust of wind knocked the crane straight into the tower, shaking the pumpkin loose. It plummeted to its doom, smashing onto the scaffolding below. After 2 weeks of intense forensic investigation, a biology professor examined the remains under a microscope and with great academic authority declared, "Yep, it's a pumpkin." What exactly were they expecting? A secret alien organism? As for what was left, the pumpkin pieces were preserved and displayed in the visitor center, then moved next to preserved human brains in the psychology department, which honestly sounds like the start of a horror movie. Eventually, the last remaining piece sat on a professor's desk until it finally decomposed into history. And now, more than 20 years later, the mystery remains. Who risked life and limb to put a pumpkin on McGraw Tower? Nobody knows, but whoever they are, they will forever be remembered as a true Cornell legend,